Alrighty. There we go. Somewhat in frame, it doesn't matter. So, Jojo's All-Star Battle. The demo is out. I have played a lot of it, mostly practice mode. So, I'm just going to go through a couple of the things. Maybe just make my mug a bit smaller on this, so that we can see what we're doing here. Zoop. Maybe put myself down here. Alrighty. Like I was saying, I haven't played online on this game at all. It's not why I bought it. I bought it so that I can play practice mode for hours, just doing really cool combos. And also every now and then to play with a friend of mine. But that's about it. If you're trying to do online on this game, you're probably going to be a bit disappointed because there is no rollback. So, I'm not going to be doing that. I'm just going to be going through a couple of things I have seen on the game. Maybe explain some of the things that have changed, etc, etc, etc. Okay, let's not use the same character. That's fine. Yeah, so playing the game I've realized there were a couple of changes. I keep on putting myself out of frame here when I set myself back, so... Better. Alright. So first, everything runs at 60, which is really good. 60 frames per second. The game looks a lot nicer, and I think the display of the amount of the stage is quite a bit more than what I was used to. Again, I'm comparing this from when I played on the PS3, and I'm just frankly too lazy to fire the PS3 up to check everything. The moves list have changed somewhat as well, specifically for my character Dio, because his quarter circle forward motion used to be like a swipe that he would perform with one hand. Now he doesn't do that anymore. He does his quarter circle back attack, which is very confusing because if you press quarter circle forward and light punch, he now does that, and it used to be quarter circle back. So I get confused with that a lot. He has 3 variations. He's got medium punch and he's also got fist punch. The one is a high, the other one is an overhead, and the last one is a low as far as I remember. So I mean, you know, by all means, if you guys find something wrong, tell me. Rotate combos are gone, so you used to be able to do auto combos and then do fireball motions using the rotate button in between, and you would get extra hits. Those don't work anymore. So you just get your normal auto combo if you press the button, the light punch button a whole bunch of times, the light attack button a whole bunch of times. And from what I can see, there's no real difference in damage. So that was just the normal attacks. If you do the combo yourself, it looks like you get the same damage. VT usage is about the same. Let's actually check that. No, maybe what we can do is we can go to practice settings, just go to 1 meter. Oops, let's go back again, sorry. Practice settings, HH gorge, let's go to normal. And then just go retry. Retry is amazing now because you don't have to wait 3 years. If you press weak attack 3 times. Oh wow. Okay, so there is a meter difference. So just mashing your light attack button doesn't get you as much meter as actually mashing the corresponding button for mediums and fierce. That makes sense, because light attacks give you very little, medium attacks give you a bit more, and fierce attacks give you the most. Okay, so from a meter building perspective, you wouldn't want to use auto combos, because you sacrifice meter build, which is a thing. Let me see if I can get the AI to attack quickly. I just want to check the one move of Dio's that is missing. So if we look there at practice settings, see if we can make the opponent just attack us. See what happens. Yeah, so that swipe that he did there is actually the swipe move that he used to have as a quarter circle forward and punch. So he now teleports behind an opponent and then attacks. Oh wow, and it's even comboable. That's nice. So at least your counter gets rewarded. Yeah, that's cool. Alright, so counters get rewarded. Interesting, I didn't know that. So Dio's counter move, the down, down and punch, actually does get you a nice combo. Alright, let's quickly change that guy back to normal. Very good. Okay, so in this game, I don't know again if it was like the previous one, if you do 3 attacks in a row in a combo, or if you just do 3 during the entirety of the combo, that'll be the only amount of that specific tap you get. What I mean by that is if you press 3 weak punches, the third one will cause your opponent to drop out. Just to give you an example, you can use a stand with a crouching low or no stand with a crouching low, and each one will add differently to your tally. So if you do 2 weak punches followed by 2 stand weak punches, it will still combo. Okay, in this case I'll need to add something in between, like maybe a medium. Let's try. Not fast enough, so... Yeah, you see, so you can still get 2 stand crouching weak punches and 2 non-stand crouching weak punches, and that will still allow you to combo, which means you have to do a bit of maths when you're doing your combo execution. If you have a really long extended combo, the third attack of everything will cause your opponent to fall out. Added to that, I actually have hit the combo limit with Dio as well, so at about 150, regardless of what you do, your opponent falls out of the combo. In this case, hitting the opponent on the 150th hit with a super will still get you the entire super, but they'll do a recovery animation when they land automatically. And there's a way you can test this too. If we just go to, again with Dio, it's quite easy because I can just use his stand to stop time. Let's just do recover, it's fine. Alright, so I'm going to do 3 jumping attacks after stand, obviously. There we go, stop time. 1, 2, 3. And now there's no more hitting the opponent. So that works for specials as well. I'm going to try it with his special now because all 3 specials have different ways of attacking. So I'm just going to see if I use each different one, if it does the same. Oh yeah, it's forward, Nick. Oopsie. Ah, you see. So each button can also, in this case, make a difference. Let's just check that again. It's quarter circle fierce, quarter circle medium, quarter circle weak, quarter circle fierce won't hit. Let's do medium again. Okay, so I can do each one of those specific attack specials as well. I'm going to guess in this case if I do quarter circle forward and weak 3 times, the third one won't work. Let's try. There you go. So that's it. Even the specials work the same way. So weak, medium and fierce specials, in this case for that specific move, have the same property. I'm going to try the same quickly using his Muda Muda. Yeah, so in this case 3 weeks cause him to be pulled out. Let's do weak, medium, fierce and see what happens. Ah, you see. So in this case it's a little different, because here I did weak, medium and fierce and they didn't allow it. So I guess the animation that actually plays for the part may have something to do with it. And to that extent I've noticed this as well. When you do stand cancels and you can't use a stand for a specific attack. What I mean by that is Dio has this move where he can do a flurry of punches in the air, and then you actually press the stand button again to escape staying in the animation and carry on with the combo. So he falls out, and then what you can do is press jump and fierce. Now his normal jump and fierce actually has his stand in it, so he uses his stand for a normal jump and fierce. However, when you do your jumping attack, flurry, and then do jumping fierce, he actually uses the same animation as his jumping B, his jumping medium attack. So the knee move itself comes out with a fierce button, which means then you can use that only twice, that specific animation move. So if you do jumping medium twice and jumping fierce, your opponent will fall out of the combo. So yeah, there's also a bit of a maths brain. Things like that will make a difference. It's very interesting, at least. Another thing that they've added to the game, obviously, is assists. So by pressing the R2 button, you call in an assist. And from what I can tell, you can only use one of these assists per combo. So when you're doing it in a combo, for instance, you will see that your opponent, or rather your assist, will be grayed out for the entire time until the combo ends. What combo could I use? Probably this. There we go. So while you're busy hitting him, your stand will stay grayed out. In fact, the really long combo that I've done as well has the same thing. So Jotaro won't come back until you've finished your combo. Your assist won't come back until you finish your combo. And another thing that's also obvious is that the assists themselves have a certain amount of uses. At the moment, I've set it to infinite and no recovery time. But both Jotaro and Jonathan have 3 uses. Jonathan's is supposed to be an anti-air. I don't know what they call Jotaro's. Then you also have a trap type assists, and these may be very useful later because people who lay traps, there's actually an interesting thing that you can do where if you're doing a combo and you put down a trap on the floor and taunt for the animation, which is also a thing. If someone's fallen to the floor and you taunt, you get an animation. If the trap is on them at that time and they stand up into it, they actually get hit straight away and you can continue your combo from there. So I wonder if we can do something like that quickly. Let's see. Let's maybe pick Jolene quickly as an assist. Okay, it took me a while, but it does in fact work. So there you go, 6 hits. And you can combo it. So that's kind of cool. I think in some cases, if you have an animation for something quite specific, you might actually get longer combos. To this end, I reckon someone like Dio might actually be able to get the world stand for time stop based on a trap character. So even the trap characters have the uses. And that's kind of a very nice combo, actually. The meter build is actually a little bit different from the previous version, as far as I remember. Because one of the things that's nice specifically for stand users is that you still build HH meter when using stand or switching to stand. So let's just use normal. Restart. So previously what would happen is you would do like a couple of hits and bring out your stand. It would use 50% of your meter, and it looks like this. So 50% of your meter is gone. And then you wouldn't be able to build while the stand is attacking someone until I want to say you've landed on the floor. But now you build straight away. So your meter still builds regardless after using it. So the combo was a bit more limited then, that they wouldn't give you as much meter to use. But now you are in situations where you can almost build as much meter as you use in the first place, which is kind of nice. Yeah, so I mean that builds as much meter as I used, which is great. Very cool. Now there are still stage interactables, so you'll find things that drop and knock you, etc., etc. Things in the previous one included a guy running around swinging a brick, an envelope with a tiny guy in it, cutting people with knives, a giant chariot drawn by horses. They were mostly annoying if you're playing in 2-player mode, but sometimes they made the difference between life and death, so you choose to put them on or not, I guess. So the MO for combos, I suppose, in this game would be start with your heavies the most, so that you don't hit the scaling quite as badly. You can do quite a lot of damage with some of the characters very early, Obviously, adding assists and things, you know, extend the life of the combo quite a bit. But the assists are also to be used defensively. So I'm going to put him back on computer. And what we can do is we can call in an assist if we're getting pelted, you know, just to try and help us. See, so no matter what state you're getting hit in, you can still call someone to help you, even if you're in the air. Let's see if we can get comboed into the air. There we go. It's interesting. He took out his stand. Okay, not grabs. That kind of makes sense. Let's see what he does. Oh, he dodged it. Nice. Very nice. Can you use your stand, Jotaro? Use your assist, Jotaro. Come on. And stop it. Another thing that's nice about using the taunt is now I can cancel into my... Wow, there we go. Okay, nice. So the nice thing about his assist is if he's using it when he's out there, you actually get nailed. You can't defend yourself against it. That's cool. So each stand, I guess, will have, or each assist will have their own pros and cons. I love that so much. Nice. Not too slow. No thanks. Oh, okay, I see. See, use too many buttons. I should use down and medium, or weak down and medium. But the damage is pretty decent. So that's basically what I discovered for most of the game. Let's change this guy back to stand. What else was there? Oh, yeah, I guess the running thing was interesting. If you run and press stand, you don't actually get your stand out. I think if you press everything else it does. Yeah, so you get a throw, you get your dodge, light, medium, fierce. Some characters can actually run backwards as well. What else is there? Oh, something else they've changed. I'm not sure if this was in the first one, but his knife throw is cancelable with more knife throws. So you can do a combo knife throw. You know, because each one travels at a different speed. So you start with your light, you add your medium, you add your fierce, and they'll ideally all be traveling a little bit faster than the one before, and they'll actually hit your opponent, which is nice. So previously I would just throw one knife and call it a day, but now I'm probably gonna just practice throwing 3, because you'll get a 3-hit combo. And as you can see, the opponent falls over that, so 3 knives equal 4-ladder combo. Also, what's nice about the knives are you can actually super cancel out of them. So if you do have a really long combo and you can't end with something properly, like his quarter circle forward and punch, because your opponent flies too far away, you can actually do the knife and you can super cancel. What's nice about this game is the characters also have interactions that are specific to them. So because Dio fights Jotaro, one of his moves, the Road Roller, Jotaro actually has a command to fight against it, provided he has meter. If he has meter, he can press the stand button or down stand, and he'll actually also do time stop during the move, which is nice. And I think the AI does it just off the bat anyway, so you can see they have an interaction. Yeah, that's specific to him, so he actually hits upwards of the road roller. We'll get this animation hopefully. There we go. Very cool. You'll also see that the way they start is like this. So it's quite odd for most people because the first thing they seem to think is that this is an arena-based game, but it isn't. It's a 1v1 with an assist. It's also not a tag game that I know of, unless they plan to add that later. Your assists obviously, numbered. They've added in a bunch of extra characters. The game looks great. I'm still going to play it to death, even the demo to death, until Tuesday, I think. I'm going to be practicing a bit with Jotaro now. I think a couple of things of his has changed as well. So I'm going to see what they are. I know, for instance, he has a down forward and fierce that I don't think he had before. So you can look at that quickly, I suppose. Jotaro. I don't think the assists count to your special tally either, and it could be pretty darn difficult, almost impossible to add 3 assists into one combo. Maybe if you're Jolene, if you're using an assist like Jolene. I hope they add Debo, or Debo, or Devo, or whatever they call him. The guy who climbs out of the fridge. I think Spag will play the game. A friend of mine, Spag, will play the game if we get that character. Anyway, the move I was talking about is down forward and fierce attack, which I don't think was in the previous one. It launches, so that's very useful to someone like Jotaro. And then also he's down and fierce does 2 hits as well, which is quite nice. The cancels for Jotaro are much easier than what they were the last time. I mean, the cancel into breath is super easy compared to what I was used to doing on the PS3. Much easier to do that kind of stuff now. His meter gain isn't so great, unfortunately. And his jumping fierce is so late. Yeah, I'm pressing down there. I have my... Oh, that's why. My bad. Nice little combo. You can add a super if you do the DB. You might miss this one. Yeah, I did it a bit early. Too late? Yeah, too late. This one might be fine. There we go. Nice little 65E combo. The cost of 1.5 bar. Probably wouldn't do that though, because he has a launch option now. So I mean, if you're doing his first 4 hits, you can do weak down forward, yeah, and then you'll get a launch. Keeping them closer to you is kind of the aim of the game, because you can then do more hits and build more meter. So after the down forward, he moves in nice and close. Maybe just do weak punch and then down forward fierce. Yeah, and you can kind of get that stuff. That might be a bit nicer. And then, you know, he's almost built back his meter. I wonder, so it'll be standing medium, standing fierce. Quarter circle forward. I think his quarter circle forward can finish with a... Okay, yeah, so it actually has an ender. There you go. Yeah, almost back to bar. So I mean, I'll experiment a bit more and I'll see if I can, you know, be very meter efficient and create as much bar as I use to actually bring out the stand. So the game has got a lot of potential. I'd like everyone to play it, but it's not something I think we're going to be playing much online. I think for this game specifically, it's going to be couch co-op versus, you know, that kind of stuff. Or maybe Parsec will save us, who knows. Yeah, so I hope that was at least useful to some of you folks. Feel free to drop a comment or a question or whatever if you like. Cheers.